Hello guys, welcome to AOR V8 Supercars round number 9 at Nurburgring. We're going to get straight into the race this time. We have qualified 6th on the grid. Off the line we go, that's KPTK stalling off the line. T6 Bullet has to take evasive action. He's going to come across him, force me very narrow as we go into turn 1. Almost go into the back of Jamie. And that is Sam from pole going very wide. T6 Bullet taking the place there into 3rd and Phil actually getting ahead of me. He qualified quite lowly in this race. So coming through turn 2, let's carry on the outside there. Just trying to filter into position here to make sure we don't make any contact. I've gone a little bit too wide there, and that means Robo's going to go through there into 6th. So I'm now in 7th, having lost an overall 1 position. Going up the inside, having a look into the left-hander of this chicane. Not quite going to come off there. And as we go into the right-hander, Robo's going to safely take 6th position there. Shuffle's winning the race at the moment, getting away from 2nd on the grid when Sam went very wide into turn 1. He's down in about 15th position at the moment, so he lost out massively from pole position at the first turn. But this race is getting very interesting here. I decided to skip qualifying because, well, it's kind of just 2 minutes of me going around a track. Not really that interesting. I qualified 6th, the usual top 4 with T6 Bullet in 5th, so pretty much the usual grid, so there's not much point in wasting 2 minutes showing you that when I could be showing you this action instead. So that's T6 Bullet up there in 3rd. He's doing well at this stage, after I was originally, well, for a split second ahead of him before he managed to do a cutback on me at turn 1. So coming into the final turn, or the final chicane before the final turn, it's getting very close here. You see how close everyone is, and a bit of contact there. That is Phil going wide. I think, no, it's T6 Bullet. We're going to make contact with Robo into the back. He's going to go into the back of Kerry. Let's go through the final turn. T6 Bullet has not had a good chicane there, going from 3rd now into 6th, and I go past. Do I just about go into 6th? Not quite. There we go. I'm in 6th now as we go into turn 1. I've got the inside line. I can get on the brakes nice and early, just keep him on the outside, so there's not much you can do. He goes for the cutback, which almost comes off for him, but then I'm going to have the next corner in my favour, the left hander of turn 2, as we now go into turn 3. I've got the position there, so I've gone past my main championship rival there, which is good news as always. So Phil there up ahead, making contact with Kerry, and he's through into a podium position there as Kerry past Phil. But they're actually discussing at this very moment here whether that was an illegal overtake or illegal pass. He seemed to nudge him ever so slightly, so in a moment you'll see him release that position. But coming through the chicane here, going down to the end hairpin, that is Jamie in 2nd in the Ford. Not normally racing, actually blacklisted from the championship, but somehow in the race and doing really well, which is really weird. So coming through the hairpin here at the end of the circuit, or the edge of the circuit, as we come back up to the Schumacher S's. Very tricky to get right. I like to dip my 2 wheels onto the curb there, not taking the best line there. That is Kerry going wide. He's trying to let Phil pass, but just made a complete hash of it, going off onto the gravel. So both of them losing a lot of time. I'm through into 4th position now, behind Robo and Jamie. Shuffle running away with it at the moment. Another maybe 3 or 4 seconds ahead of Jamie there, going up into the chicane. So this is going pretty well at this moment. Phil's just behind us, another championship rival at the moment for 4th place overall. Coming into the chicane here at the end of the lap, not going for a move into there, a little bit dodgy to brake too late there. I'll give Robo a bit of a nudge there through the exit of the chicane, but he's going to recover and keep 3rd position as we come through the final turn. Can I get a good exit here to threaten him on the brakes into turn 1? Not there. So moving on to lap number 3, the end of lap number 3, coming into the chicane once again. We've caught up with Jamie ever so slightly. Robo's going to go a little bit wide there on the exit. As you can see, I'm right behind him, thinking about a move into the final turn. We're not going to go for it just now. We do have a lot of time to do that. He's not going to get the best of exit though, getting ever so slightly sideways through the final turn. I'm going to get in the slipstream here and pull across to go for the inside line as we approach turn 1. Just checking sideways there to make sure that I am alongside ever so slightly. And then on the brakes into turn 1, get it parked on the apex. There's nothing he can do there. He's just looking straight at the back of my car. There's nowhere he can go. I'm straight into third. Now we move to the end of lap number 4. He's right on my back coming into the chicane. I was going to defend it, but then he was pretty much next to me straight away, so I couldn't move across when he was there. So letting him through into third. So another pass in this race. A lot of passing in this first phase of the race. Coming to the final turn now. Trying to get a good exit once again for overtake into turn 1. But it wasn't going to happen that lap. So we move to the end of lap number 5 now. What's going to happen here? I'm going to make a big error going through the chicane. Get on the throttle too early on the curb. Sends me sideways through the chicane. I'm going to lose a position to Phil here. So I'm down into 5th with Kerry behind us now. So we're going to take a quick look behind in a moment to see that Kerry has slightly recovered from his earlier error at the Schumacher S on lap number 2, I believe it was. He's coming into turn number 1. Get on the brakes just on the edge of that shadow. Kerry looking up the inside, so I bailed out ever so slightly, but just keep the line ever so slightly there, maintaining 5th position. So moving ahead to halfway through lap number 6. That's Robo going wide onto the gravel. He's going to lose momentum here. Kerry's on my outside. I'm going to block him on the outside there, so he's got nowhere to go. And I'm going to go up the inside of Robo there, back into 4th position. So chasing down Phil now, and Jamie, just keeping Robo there on the outside, so there's nothing he can do about trying to get back past me there. So they're going to go 2 abreast now, going up into the chicane at the end of the lap. And you can see there, they are neck and neck, both the Xbox Fords, into the final chicane. Let's see if one of them come out on top. It's Robo that comes out on top, so keeping his position there. Kerry having to settle for 6th at this moment. So this is lap number 7 now. So we have ever so slightly caught up with Phil here as he makes a mistake through the chicane. That chicane was really a nightmare in this race, and I got up his inside into the final corner. Sorry, as we go through the final corner, going for a late apex to give myself a good run onto the straight and therefore the best defence. And that was Robo, I think, going wide on the exit of the final turn there. So he's been a victim there of someone's banditry as we head into turn number 1. That's Phil up my inside. I'm going to go for a cut back, and it hasn't quite come off here because I'm going to be on the outside for the left-hander of turn 2. I can try and force it as much as I can, but then he's going to have another corner in his favour, the left-hander of turn 3. So I'm going to have to bail out here, give him the position, gone back down into 4th, but it's good fighting as it stands here. Coming through the right-hander of turn 4, I'm going to get a good exit here. Try to keep 2 wheels on the circuit, just about running 2 wheels on the grass to get alongside into turn 5. The left-hander in my favour this time, and I can park it on the apex. There's nowhere you can go. We're coming into the right-hander now, turn 6. I've kept 3rd position there, so I'm on the podium as it stands here, although still 21 laps remaining, so a long way to go to the end of the race. Still 3/4 of an hour remaining. Coming into the hairpin, try to get on the brakes nice and early, but I don't. Go very wide, almost go off, but because of that I can square off the corner, get a good exit here, just about tucking in front of Phil before we go through the Schumacher S. So I've kept 3rd by the skin of my teeth, being a little bit lucky there, playing my luck a bit too much. And that was contact there. I think it was Kerry and Phil making more contact in the Schumacher S. They have both lost a lot of time there and wiped out one of my championship rivals for now. So that's Sam, who's recovered from that early disappointment of going wide at turn 1. He's gone back into 4th. So coming into turn 3 here, keeping quite close to Jamie as he goes through turn 4. I'll go a little bit sideways, or a little bit too sideways through there. And Sam is going to get the momentum on me here. Probably could have fought on the inside here, but he's going to come past me anyway with 20 laps remaining, so I thought I might as well not fight it. Let him go past, lose as little time as possible. We have T6 Bullet, our main championship rival, on our tail now with 20 laps remaining. It will be a very hard race from here on in with someone who's equal pace with me. So coming into Schumacher S, lap number 10 this time. You can see here that Sam up ahead has caught up with Jamie, and their battling is going to lose them a lot of time. And as you can see here into the next chicane, they're going to make contact, and I'm going to gain a lot of time on both of them coming into the right-hander onto the back straight. As you can see there, I've gained maybe 2 or 3 seconds on them over that last couple of corners there. At the start of lap 11, I'm right on the tail of Jamie, so it's getting very close now. Sam has got past, and going into turn number 3, he's going to go very wide onto the AstroTurf. I'm going to go for my move here, come across, to move over to the right hand side to make sure he can't do a cut back, and park it on the apex through 4 to keep 3rd position once again. So once again I'm back in the podium position, which is very good news, although it's going to be a very long race still from here to the end. So this is lap 15 where we are going to pit. TC Bullet goes into the back of me there, making contact through the chicane, and I am going to dive into the pit lane here for my pit stop. I don't think I could have done another lap, or would have run out of fuel. So TC Bullet is actually going to stay out for another lap, so it's going to make it very interesting to see the strategy difference here. So on the exit of the pit lane, aiming for a quick out lap, and we're going to fast forward to the end of that out lap. That is TC's Bullet there on the exit of the pits. He's actually going to appear on my right hand side. He seemed to accelerate really quickly there, which surprised me, so I let him go but did a cut back. So I've kept 3rd position just about. My out lap there was really quick and just about managed to keep ahead into turn number 1. So lap number 19 now. 2 laps have progressed. I'm making a little bit of an error there, but once again I can take the wider line, square off the corner, get a better exit, maintain my position just about. That is Kerry behind in 5th, catching the pair of us as we try and battle, and I try to defend. I wasn't defending too much, but just defending where I had to really, parking on the apex, and TC Bullet couldn't really do too much. So I was on the inside here. I was expecting TC Bullet to appear on my outside, but he actually dived last minute into the inside, and he pulled off a very good move into the chicane. There's not much I could have done about that, and he parked it very well on the apex. A term that comes up quite a lot in my racing, parking on the apex, but once you do that there's not much that the other person can do to counter it. So coming into turn number 1 at the end of lap 19, start of lap 20, don't really have the run on T6 Bullet here, so I'm going to brake at the end of the shadow, or just before as we head into turn 1. That's Kerr on the outside there. He's looking for a move into turn number 2. He can approach from a wider angle, which is going to give him a better line on the exit. I'll go a little bit too wide, and that is his room there. He's going to have the inside line for turn 3. There's no point in fighting it here, so I give him the position, and he's through into 4th, and TC Bullet is through into the podium position at this moment, but he has 10 laps here to try and keep off Kerry, which is unlikely. Very hard to keep him at bay for that long. So that is the end of the race now. That is pretty much how it finished. Kerry did get past TC Bullet, but I just could not keep up with him. You can see here I was about 3 or 4 seconds behind. That's pretty much how it was for the whole last 10 laps of the race. So not much happening after a very promising start. Potential podium there, but eventually finishing 5th. Not too bad of a result, but could have been better maybe if I had kept T6 Bullet behind. But that is the final standings there. Shuffle winning with Sam recovering to 2nd, Kerry recovering to 3rd. Me in 5th behind T6 Bullet. Shadow Demon doing well in 6th there. But that is going to be all for me today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. I thought I'd skip out qualifying. It was a very fast-paced race with a lot going on, so I thought I'd just show you that instead. So I hope you did enjoy that. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And we have the finale of the season next Friday, which is at Bathurst Mount Panorama. So that should be a very good race. So I hope you can tune in for that one. So that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.